Now we have been talking on this channel, or rather we've started talking on this channel about how to identify opportunities around you and take advantage of them. How to identify income earning opportunities, and take full advantage of them and start earning an income, whether or not you already have a day job. But especially if you're idle and you have nothing to do, and you're waiting maybe for a change of government, you're waiting for somebody to do something for you, rather than taking your life in your own hands, and looking around you and using what you have, to start in a small way, and to take advantage of whatever opportunity you can grab fast. Now I'd like us to look at the obstacles that are stopping most of you, who take in these recordings and you say, it's a good idea, I should do it. The obstacles that have stopped you, that since I made my last recording on this subject, you have done absolutely nothing about it. Now, from my research and in consultation to the writer of 101 brilliant businesses that will thrive in Kenya, I have realized that one of the biggest obstacles is people are not able to put their mind around starting small. People like to think big. They would like to start big. They would like to walk into a bank, get a big loan, and start something. Now, of course, there are very many disadvantages with that, because financial experts will tell you that if you're not used to handling 1 billion shillings, and then you suddenly come across 1 million shillings, chances are very high that you'll mishandle it. So you have to grow. Learn how to handle 100,000, learn how to handle 500,000 effectively, and so on and so forth. But I guess everybody's in a hurry. To everybody, business should be instant coffee. Start a business instantly, pop, it works. Nothing could be further from the truth. If you do a little digging around, even with successful business people around you, successful people are bringing in a big income around you, you will discover that they struggled and they started very small. Now, unfortunately, one of the things that stops people starting small is something called peer pressure. Now, I will give you an example. We have talked before here about the charcoal business. We have said that there's a very big opportunity in charcoal. Creating charcoal from alternative sources, like maize cobs, garbage, etc., etc. Indeed, just before I came in to make this recording, I read somewhere that the price of charcoal is at 2,500 shillings and climbing rapidly. This is a commodity that just the other day was 600 shillings. So this is one opportunity that is crying, that is desperate for someone to exploit it. But why will people not exploit it? Peer pressure. What will my friends think if they hear I'm trying to do a charcoal business? What will they say? And then you start thinking of all the hurtful things they're going to say. This guy is so desperate nowadays. He's not had a job, he's not had any income. Imagine now he's so desperate, he's burning charcoal. And then they burst out laughing. I'm sure that's what you imagine. And many other very hurtful comments. So you fear. The fear is so great that you'd rather miss an excellent income opportunity and please your friends, rather than disappoint your friends and start on a path that will take you to a brand new life, away from your old life, old broke life. Now, to be fair, let us just accept one thing. Admittedly, there's no glory in starting small. There's no fame in starting small, okay? And indeed, if you choose to start small, you'll have to shut your ears to what anybody might want to say. That is a fact. But I hope I have made the choice very clear to you, And it's your life. It's up to you to make a decision. Now let's look at another opportunity that is staring at our face all around us in very many parts of our country. Again, it is also a shameful business. Again, it is the kind of business that will not give you prestige amongst your friends. Yeah? But one thing is for sure, it has a very high potential of giving you some serious cash. Unfortunately, when you've made your big cash and you go and spend it, I have never heard of somebody going in somewhere and producing their money, and then the person receiving the money asks them, how did you make this money? Where did you get this money from? And if they hear an answer like, oh, I was washing toilets, they refuse to accept the money. Or if they hear an answer like, oh, I was burning charcoal, they say, no, we don't accept cash from people who have earned it from burning charcoal. I have never heard of such a thing. Anyway, I was reminded about this opportunity from a conversation that I had very recently. Yeah? And the conversation, or rather the comment, was simply this. Sikupata skuma tena. Now, Kenyans love skuma wiki. They are called kales. They just love this vegetable. In other countries, people eat a wide variety, a wide range of vegetables. But in Kenya, Kenyans are just stuck on skuma. Now, one of the things that devolution has done, it has transported a lot of Kenyans away from big cities into rural areas, away from big cities into smaller towns. Yeah? And these towns are experiencing a very huge growth in population for the first time. And many of the people coming into these towns are coming with big city habits, including, of course, skuma. Yeah? And therefore, there are many parts of the country which experience shortage of this particular vegetable. Now, growing this vegetable is not hard, and the advantage is that it takes a very short time. Yeah? There are some crops that take about a month, some take about 6 months, a long time, to grow. But skuma takes about 2 months, and you're counting your cash. And land is not a problem. You don't have to own large tracts of land. You can rent it. You can even get permission and use the backyard where you are right now. Now, I can hear somebody complaining and saying, but Chris doesn't know you need water. Of course I know you need water. Now, this is where you need to get a bit creative, okay? Now, if you tell me you don't have water, or there isn't water where you want to plant your skuma, I'll tell you you're wrong. However dry a place is, it doesn't matter how dry it is, I'll tell you you're wrong. Because the first question I'll ask you is, do you have a bath? In that dry area, do you have a bath? If the answer is yes, then there must be water. Do you wash your dishes? If the answer is yes, there must be water. Now, if you took a little time to do some research online, on the internet, and I believe most of us have smartphones, we even have the Mlikamwizis nowadays have internet connection. Yeah. If you do a bit of research on Google, you'll find some very creative ways of recycling water that we use every day. Some very minor modifications will allow you to get your bath water and to recycle it. Okay? Some very minor modifications will allow you to get the water you use in your kitchen, and recycle it and use it to grow your skuma. But even before you go there, large parts of the country are experiencing a lot of rains currently. Okay? All one would need to do is invest in a drum and harvest rainwater. That could be a very useful phase 1 of your project. I mean, if one was to get just a little creative, the sky is the limit. And I'll tell you something more. Some years back, I came across a certain type of skuma wiki that just grows very easily. You actually plant the stems on the ground and they grow. Let me explain. What that means is that if you have an original plant, all you have to do is cut a branch, and you can plant more skuma wiki. Amazing. And this type of skuma actually grows very tall, so you can keep on harvesting and harvesting and harvesting again. Now, obviously this is one of the big advantages of skooma, even the ordinary type, in that you plant once, but you harvest very many times before you need to replant. Anyway, I think that's enough on skooma, because I know there's some people on this channel who are completely allergic to going back to the land. Yeah, they believe that farming is for losers. They believe that tilling the ground is for losers. And what will their friends say? So let's go back to the main point here, starting small. Of course, if you start, for instance, a skooma project, you're not going to make a lot of money right away. Yeah, you'll start small, making a little profit, and then you grow on it. And meanwhile, you're getting the experience. You're getting the experience of the market, how the market behaves, and you're getting new and better ideas, not only on how to manage your farm, but also on how to manage your marketing and sales, which is a great hindrance to a lot of people who are in farming. But the bottom line here is that you've started small. And one day, this small Sukuma Wiki business would grow into a fully fledged grocery shop, outlet, in a big town near where you live, because you have supplies of one of the commodities, you can purchase the rest. But you see, the income you get from there can help you build up so that you can be able to afford rent for premises and be able to sell on a much larger scale. In the same way, somebody who wants to start a supermarket can start on a very small scale, trading using a motorcycle or something, trading in the same products that you'd stock in a supermarket, and then build up that and build up their capital till they have a supermarket. That is how it's done. If you do your research, a vast majority of very successful business people did not start with a bank loan. Obviously, when somebody starts, they don't have funds. They don't have anybody to guarantee funds for them. And in that case, they will have to start without a bank loan. They normally start small, and then they build it up from there. Indeed, by the time they need a bank loan, they don't actually need it. Actually, it's an irony of life that the people who need loans the most do not qualify for them. Yes, they don't have any collateral, they don't have any security, therefore they don't qualify. They don't have any track record. They don't have any cash flow. They have nothing that can qualify them for a loan. And then the people who end up getting the loan are actually, in most cases, people who don't need it. So why do they take the loan? They take the loans to speed up their projects, so that instead of having to wait for so long to raise the money themselves, it's a shortcut. They take a big loan and they do everything much faster than they would have done it without the loan. That is actually the purpose of a loan. That's exactly how best to take a loan. So today, I'd like to encourage you to start small. Start somewhere. Do something today. However small, do something to start. And do something towards starting small. Now on your screens right now, you can see some ideas of how very major projects can be broken down so that you start small. Let's take a moment to study them. I hope that was interesting. Now let's tie up or summarize what we have said. Starting small has no fame. You'll have to lose your friends, But if your friends will no longer be your friends because you're determined to change your life by starting small, then I'll put it to you that you're better off without those friends. You're much better off without those friends. They're not real friends. Gossip affects all of us. When people gossip and talk about you behind your back, yeah, it affects all of us. But study all the stories of the really successful people. People laughed at them. People thought they were absolutely crazy. Yeah? Therefore, why can't you do the same? Why can't you just go out there and start and not care so much about what people say about what you're doing? I hope I've opened your mind to the great possibilities that are staring you right in the face. I hope I've opened your mind to the great opportunities that are before you. Yeah? And I hope that I've helped you to overcome this very big obstacle called peer pressure. Now, I'd like to encourage you very much to share this video with your friends. Share this video with everybody and anybody who you think it will help. Okay? Even if you don't think you can be able to apply what is in this video yourself right away. Okay? If your neighbor is prosperous, you're also prosperous. If your friend is prosperous, you're also prosperous. Many of us Africans, of course, do not believe in this. Would rather have jealousy, would rather have crab mentality of not wanting my brother to develop better than me. But let us make a very huge effort to get away from this big African disease. All for a better Kenya. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.